Hey guys, what's up? So I have a very exciting video for you guys. It's a bit different from what I normally do. In this video I'm going to do two tutorials. It's been a lot of work, but two tutorials is going up in one video, and it's going to be two looks using the Huda Beauty Smokey Obsession palettes. Now I have 4 out of the 6 of these palettes. I've got the Smoky, the Coral, the Gemstone and the Electric, I think it's called, the Electric Obsession, the really bright one, that one. I have that one. The only one I don't have is the Warm Obsessions and the Plum Obsession, or the purple, whatever the purple one is called as well, because I don't really need them, so I wanted all the other ones instead. But these are so, well one, they're tiny, like they're so cute, like that's it in my hand. This one here, the Smokey Obsession, is the first one that I'm going to do. It's like a little series that we're going to be running. These are the colours here, so they're slightly cooler tones. You've got a nice black, you've got a silver, which is different for a palette nowadays. You still have your transition shades, you've got your slightly more natural colours down here. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to do one wearable look and one unwearable look. Not unwearable, dramatic look. It's going to be like, let me see, depending on, like obviously with the electric one it's going to be all bright and all colourful, but it's going to be in a way that is wearable for most people. This is the more dramatic look of this palette. Got a little bit of glitter going on, and I'm trying to only use the palette. I'm trying not to bring in any other colours, so all of the colours is from this palette. The only thing here is my inner corner highlight, is my cheek highlight, so technically I didn't use any other eyeshadows in this. So yeah, this is just using this palette. So the way I'm going to do this video is I'm going to do a little swatch fest of this palette, show you the swatches of the shadows, and then put them into action and have 2 demos at the end of the video, well towards the end of the video, of the more natural and then the more dramatic. So this is the dramatic one. I love it, I actually love it, and I love these lashes as well. You'll find out if you watch the rest of the video what they are. So yeah, let's get into the swatches. Okay, I'm just going to do them on my arm with my finger. I'm not going to do brush swatches, live swatches, all together swatches. I'm just going to do them and talk about each shade as I go through them. This video could be very long, and I do apologise, but I want to try and do one video for each of the palettes. So this is going to be the format for them all. Hopefully it works. Okay, so I'm going to do the first swatch. I'm just going to go like row by row like this. I think that's just the easiest. So the first shade is the black. It's a matte black. It's quite intense, which I do really like. Sorry, it's very hard to get in here with my nails. They keep getting in the way. So it looks like this, and it's the kind of black that when you put it on it can overtake the look, so you need to go little by little. So it looks like this. So you can see there, it's nice and intense. Sometimes it's not great to have a very pigmented black. This is very pigmented, but it's still workable. Like I have a lot of it on my eye right now, all in my socket and all underneath my eye. Once you just do little by little, it builds up quite nice. It's easier to control than some other blacks I have used before. And like I said, little by little, keep blending in between. You should be fine. Next shade that we're going to go into is this middle shade here. So this is like the transition shade of the palette. It's like a warm tan sort of shade, and it's also a matte finish. It comes up quite warm on me because I'm so fair and I'm quite cool toned, so anything with that orangey tone tends to come up quite orange on me. I have got that in my socket as well. I did use this as my transition shade. I do love it. They blend really easy. It's a transition colour, so there's not really much else to say there. Next shade we're going in with is this guy here on the end. And this is the first shimmer. The shimmers in this palette are unreal. They just go on and blend so easy. I'm just gonna keep going and going and going. They just blend out so easy. They're so strong. This is like a bronze, like a cool tone bronze, which makes no sense at all. But if you can kind of understand that, then that's what it is. I have that on the inner portion here, so it kind of has a bit of a different colour blended into the silver. But yeah, this is so nice. The shimmers in this palette are unbelievable. I'm going to go in with the silver next, which is one of the reasons why I bought the palette. This one, it's a bit chunkier, more like a foil, almost like a pressed pigment sort of thing, but holy maloli, this is pigmented. This is how this one goes on. Oh my god, it's just so good. It's like liquid metal on your hand. Oh my god, I have this on the center of the lid here. Definitely recommend a flat brush. Glitter glue if you feel like you need it. Definitely a primer because my eyelids are very oily anyway. I have to have a primer down. But yeah, definitely a flat brush with this one. I do love it though. Oh my god, it's... Oh, sorry, now I just hired up the brightness of my camera because the sun is gone, and as soon as I do this, the sun is going to come back in a minute, so please bear with me. I am working with direct sunlight and it's not cooperating today. I am sorry, very, very sorry. But this is how the colours are looking in this sort of light as well. So pretty, so pretty. Basically, these are the colours I have in my eyes. There is one more that I do have in my eye, but this, all four of these are all in my eyes right now. So that's it. Next shade I'm going to go into is this one in the middle. This is the first proper brown of the palette, and this one is also a shimmer. It's a very dark shimmer, and this one looks like this. Looks like that. So it's very nice and bronzy, would look beautiful all over the lid. Just blend it out with the brown. It's just so, so nice. And that is the colour that I did use in the more natural look of the two looks that I did with this palette. Okay, and the last colour in this row is gold. This I have used as well. Stunning, stunning gold. Very warm gold, so it's not really like a yellow gold or green gold or anything like that. This is straight up warm sunset gold. So pretty. If you're wondering why I'm looking down, I've got a mirror here so I can actually see how the swatches are going and where they're going. But oh my god, look at this colour and this colour beside each other. Don't you just want to use those colours like all the time? Like just all the time. And I'm not really a neutral person, but like, oh my god, they're so good. Okay, and we're on to the last row. So this is the other colour that I do have on my eyes in the crease and blended out the black on the bottom. It is a matte shade, so we're back to our matte shades. And it looks like this, and it goes on like this. You can see like even the mattes just go on so nice. The only one I probably have a bit of difficulty swatching, which you're not going to swatch them all the time, will be the black, I'd say. But like that's a dark brown and that swatches really, really well. Blends really easy, just goes on so nice. I love it. This middle shade here is quite similar. It's also a matte finish. It's a little bit cooler and a touch lighter than that other brown. And I'm showing you how many times I'm going in. This is usually how I swatch things anyway, if I'm in store or anything like that. I do swatch them like this. So this one goes on like this. It is a bit cooler. I'm going to do a second layer of this just so you can see the colour better. It's not the best one for swatching either. It is cooler. This is more the kind of brown I tend to gravitate towards because it is that cooler tone. I find these warm browns tend to go just orange on my eyes. This one is a bit more cool tone, blends into my skin a little bit easier. I get more compliments when I wear these sort of colours than I do when I wear the orange tone, so yeah. And then the last shade is this one down here. It's a shimmer again. Really creamy. The shimmers are my favourite in these palettes. They're so nice. We'll just pop this one down the bottom here. This is almost like a rose gold. Not really gold though, it's more just like a rose, like a shimmery rose shade. Let's see if I can get this to focus on it. Yeah, it's more like a shimmery rose. Kind of hard to see on my skin because it's kind of just blending in. But it is really pretty, and I have used this on the lid, just like all over the lid. It looks really, really nice. So yeah, that is the swatches. Okay guys, so if you can't already tell, I love it. I love this palette. So worth the money. I think it's like, would have been like €28 for 9 colours in a palette. Full size colours in a palette. Mix of mattes and shimmers. Beautiful pigment. Gorgeous colours together. And really, really compact. You got a little mirror and everything. Really compact. So nice. I love this palette, so if you want to see how to get this look and another look, then keep on watching. Okay, so this is going to be the more wearable-ish look, using the Huda Beauty Smokey Obsessions palette. So we're going to be sticking more, I am going to do like a smoky eye, but it's not going to be as dramatic as the other look that I'm going to do as well. So a bit softer, bit more wearable depending on how dramatic you do your makeup. So I'm going to start off by priming my eye using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. We're going to do, like always, popping it on the lid, along the lower lash line, and all the way up to the brow. Okay, so I'm starting off using the little transition shade in the middle of the top row, and I'm using it on the 6SS brush from Inglot. It's a big fluffy blending brush. We're just going to pop this in the socket. And I'm just kind of keeping the shape of my socket. I'm not going to wing it out too much. I'm not going to do anything too fussy with it. Just keeping it within my own natural shape. Okay, so next I'm taking a MAC 221 brush, and we're going to take the cooler brown of the palette. So not the darkest, but this guy here. We might go into the darkest one. Depends on how it's going to look, we'll see. So I'm taking that on my little 221, and we're going to kind of start applying into the lashes on the outer third, and then bring it up to the socket. I'm just like stamping my brush on. That'll just give us a little bit more control. And I'm just taking a little bit at a time and building that colour up. And then I'm just going back into my 6SS with whatever's left on it from the transition shade, and just blending that colour out. Just at the edge. You don't want to blend your entire eye, you'll just end up mixing them all together. You still want to see where you've applied each colour, but just a bit softer. Okay, so now we have that nice and smoked out in the eyes, I'm going to take a little flat brush, just a really small one, and I am going to go into the centre shades. This is a really dark, shimmery chocolate brown. So we're going to go in with this all over the lid, just not all over the lid, like say about 2/3 of the way across, to where it starts to meet the darker brown that we used, the matte one. And we're just going to tap this on. The shimmers in this palette are so nice, they go on so intense. And I'm just taking it up as far as my socket, but I am going to blend that out. So we're just starting there for now, just so I have a lot more control over it, and I'm bringing it right in. And I'm going back in my 221 with whatever's left on it, and we're just gonna softly, I'm kind of resting my brush on my lid, like right in my socket here, and just let the brush do that work for you. It'll gradually pull itself up. Okay, so I want this to be teeny weeny little bit darker, just a touch. So I'm going to take, this is a Makeup Geek defined crease brush. It's like a small little blending brush, and I'm going to take a dab of the black in the palette and just stamp that, like where we started the brown first, on that like interlashes sort of shape. And I'm only going to bring this 1/3 of the way across. Probably doesn't even look like I have foundation on, to be honest. I have a very, very sheer foundation on me right now. It was discontinued, which is a bit devastating because it's fab. My skin is actually quite good, minus like the ends of a couple of breakouts. What is that? Minus the ends of a couple of breakouts. But because I was away on holidays, I have loads of freckles and I want to show them off. So I like a nice sheer foundation for this. But I am going to go in with some concealer. This is just a MAC Pro Longwear concealer. And I like applying my concealer with my fingers. I always have. I just prefer the look of it. Okay, so now that we have that on, I'm gonna go on to my lower lash line. So I'm gonna take a teeny weeny little brush. Where are you stuck together? I'm gonna take a teeny weeny little brush like this. It's like little pointed, like a really, really thick liner brush, if that makes sense. And I'm kind of gonna repeat what I did on top underneath. So we're gonna take the transition shade again, and we're gonna run that along the lower lash line. So we're gonna take a little bit of the darker brown, trying to get right in between the lashes. Sorry if the lighting keeps changing, it's because I'm using natural light again, and I can't control that, but it's too bright to put my lamp on. So instead of using the shimmery brown on the lower lash line, I'm just going in with the matte brown. We're gonna bring that right along across because I do want to put a bit of the black underneath my eye as well. Okay, and then I'm gonna take, what is this one? A 214 little smudgy flat brush like this, and I'm taking a dab of the black and just place it on my lashes and wiggling it across like that. And then we're not bringing that down too far either because we kind of almost want it to look like a bit of liner. Go in and just buff that out a little bit. Okay, so and in my waterline I'm going to use Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On Pencil in Roach, yeah. So this is like a deep bronzy brown, very similar to the colour that I have on my lids. So I thought it'd tie in quite nice and keeping it a bit softer instead of using black on my waterline. So we'll just run a little bit of this guy in here. Now if you felt your eyes were a bit smaller, obviously you can skip the liner in the waterline. I have quite round eyes, so I like something there just to really intensify the look. I don't think, I could change my mind, but I don't think I'm going to do liner on my top lashes because, again, I want to keep it nice and soft. I'm going to be wearing this all day. I don't have to worry about touching that up. So I'm going to just tightline with MAC's Feline Pencil. My most important area is right in that little area there and the outer corner here. The rest is usually gotten with mascara on my tightline. But those two areas, because it's so far in here, that I kind of have to just emphasize that. Okay, now this could be something that I don't even like. I can go over it with something else instead, but I just felt like using another shade in the palette. I've pretty much used everything except for the gold, and this guy down here as well. I've used everything else though. Well, you will see me use everything else. Because I had my other look planned out. So I think I'm going to go in with this kind of rose colour down here. And I'm going to pop that on my inner corner here. So it might be a bit too dark for me. I just think it'd be a bit cool to see how it looks. Okay, so I'm just going to pop on some mascara, and that'll be pretty much the eyes done. I think what I'm going to do though is pop my mascara on, finish my face, like do my cheeks, my lip and everything, and then I'll tell you at the end what I actually have on, because this video is going to take forever and a day, so we might as well just skip through all the boring stuff. So I will see y'all in a minute. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. On my cheeks I just used the Benefit Dallas bronzer. Ooh. Fell all over the place. This is just a Dallas bronzer. It's a nice warm, slightly pinky tone bronzer, so I quite like that. On my cheeks for my blusher, I use, this is new that I have, this is the MAC Mineralized Blusher in Hey Coral Hey, and it is just a bright coral, and it's one of the matte mineralized blushes which are some of the best blushes out there, I swear to God. I've used a couple of them. This is my favourite though, because I just love the colour and it goes really well with these sort of tones. This next guy I got in a glossy box. The most recent glossy box. I got this is the Karl Lagerfeld highlighter. The one that he did in collaboration with Model Co, that one. And this is one of the baked highlighters here. So it looks like this. It's like a champagne, but a champagne gold that suits my skin. I have been in love with this. Every time I wear it, someone says, what's the something happening on your face? And I don't know what it is, but there's something happening and I like it. And it's been this. I absolutely adore this. It's so nice. Next on my lips, I used MAC Stone Lip Pencil. It's just a grey brown. Yeah. And then I know this is supposed to be the wearable look, and it is because you can do whatever lipstick you want, but I just love like the tones of these together. It's quite 90s, quite grungy, a little bit gothic sort of style, and like look how blue my eyes look right now. I love it. This is MAC's lipstick in Verve, and it's a satin finish, so it's like this really nice deep, almost plummy brown. And I love it. It's so nice. It feels amazing and I love it. Absolutely love it. So this is the first look using the Huda Beauty Smokey Obsessions palette. Stay tuned to see the next one. Okay, so we're back in with the Smokey Obsessions Huda Beauty palette. I love these palettes. These are so handy little palettes. So we're going to do a more dramatic look this time. I want to do like one natural, one dramatic. So this is going to be the dramatic look here. So we're going to be delving into the darker sides of the colours here. So yeah, let's get started. Starting off like I always do. I know it's really boring to say it, but it is essential for me in every single... Anytime I'm doing makeup, not even just in videos, like anytime I'm doing makeup I have to have eyelid primer on. Concealers don't really work that well on my eyes. My eyelids are just so oily that they just don't work, so I have to have actual primer. This is just the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Good old Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Okay, so the first colour I think I'm going to take is my little transition shade here in the centre, top centre. Just popping it in the crease, and I'm going to use Inglot 6SS brush, so it's a big fluffy blending brush. And I'm going to pop that just in my crease. Just to give us something for the darker shades to blend into. We're gonna go for kind of like a slightly winged out shape to the eye. So next shade I'm going in with is this really dark brown in the palette down in the bottom corner. It's a matte brown, and I'm just going to go in to my crease as well with this. And I'm using a Makeup Geek pointed crease brush for this as well. I only recently just got this and kind of in love. Just a little bit. We're going to pop that on the outer V area. Just going in a little bit at a time and building up that colour. Still kind of want to see that transition shade like peeking out around the edges, just for a little bit of colour, because these are quite neutral. They're quite like not really monochromatic, but like they're all cooler toned, which I love. But just so that it's not too bland, you still want to see some of the other colours. Outer third of the eye, I'm just going to wiggle my brush over the edge there, just to blend that in. Okay, so once we have that going, I'm going to go in with an even smaller brush. This is the Defined Crease Brush, also from Makeup Geek. It's a little bit smaller, a bit more compact blending brush. And we're going to go into the scary one, the black in the palette. Black can kill a look, so a little bit at a time is best. So we're going to take a little bit at a time, and this is quite pigmented. Like I said before, I have used these palettes, so I have an idea of how pigmented the colours are. And we're just going to very slowly build this up. We still want to see that the black is there, like we do want to be able to see that we've used the black out of the palette. But we just don't want it taking over. Going in back into my big fluffy brush with the transition shade on it and just blending out the edges. So the trick of black is keep going back and forward like constantly before you apply any more black. Blend and then apply the black if you need to, just so you know exactly how dark everything is. And when I say I'm dabbing, I mean I'm literally going like boop, and that's it. I'm not even wiggling my brush, I'm just doing a little dab. So moving on to the fun part, we're going to use the silver in the palette just below the black here. I love this. It's kind of why I bought the palette. Kind of for like the black, silver and like these couple of shades here, because I feel like it's very rare to get them in palettes now, if that makes sense, because especially a palette dedicated to just these sort of colours, so I do really like this colour. It's almost like a foil, the silver, so you do need a flat brush. You can wet your brush if you want to, but I just want to show you exactly what it looks like. So I'm just going to press it on. You definitely do not want to swipe this on, you want to press so it really sticks to that primer. And I'm bringing it just as far as the darker shades on the outer corner of the eye. And this is just going on the center because I want to put a different colour on the inside. Okay, and then to get the silver and the darker black shades to blend, I'm going back in with the dark brown that we used before the black and just stamping that over where the black and silver meet. So that's almost like our transition shade for that area. Okay, so I'm going in with the same brush. I'm not changing brushes because I'm still using my shimmers. And I am going to go into this guy here in the top right corner. This is like a taupey brown, and it's nice and metallic as well, but it's not too brown. It's very hard to describe. It's almost like a bronze, but not really. It's not really warm either. It's very hard to describe. So I'm just taking this and I'm just popping this on this inner portion here. Just patting over where it meets the silver to help those blend. I'm going to move on to the lower lash line and I'm going to go straight into the black now. So we're going right in. And I'm just applying that all along my lash line, making sure to get like right in between your lashes. Try not to go too thick with it. I know I am going a little bit thick, but my lower lash line kind of is quite thick anyway, so I can take a good bit of colour there. You don't want to, because we are going to be blending it out as well, so we're not going to go too much. And then I'm taking a little bit of the black on the tip of the brush and I'm just going to kind of pull it out in a little bit of a wing shape. Just to give it like almost like a second wing that we're going to do, because I am going to do a wing on top as well. And then to blend that out, I'm taking a Real Techniques, what is this? Shading brush. This is just a limited edition one that I have. But I'm going back in with the dark brown in the very corner. And we're going to smudge a little bit of this under that black. This is what I mean by don't bring it down too far straight away, because it does go down quite far. Okay, now that we look a bit panda-like, what we're going to do is I'm going to take a black pencil and we're just going to run, this is just Feline by MAC, I'm just going to run this in the waterline. Again, making sure you get in between your lashes so there's no gaps. Don't want to see any skin on the lower lash line. Okay, so the eyeshadows are pretty much done. I'm kind of finished using that palette now. I'm going to just do my liner off camera because there's nothing too fussy with it. I'm just going to do it off camera because it's just easier that way. Sorry, I just banged into my desk. And I'm going to pop my mascara on and my lashes on and kind of finish everything off, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I decided since we're going dramatic with the eyeshadow, we might as well go dramatic with the lashes as well. So I put on the House of Lashes Scarlet Lashes, and they are hella big, especially for me. I'm not used to eyelashes this big, so I do love them though. I think they're fab. I don't think I could do a whole day wearing them though. I don't know how people can do that. I don't know. So I did think of one thing that I did want to add as well, because I found it while I was like going through all my stuff. It is, where is he? The Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner. This is in the shade Midnight Cowboy. It's just a gold, and I'm thinking I might do it in between the two little wings that I did on the outside. So let's give this a go. I haven't even used this yet, and I got it for Christmas, so yeah, let's give it a go. Okay, so now that the eyes are done, I'm going to do my face off camera and my lip off camera, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you what I have on my face. Alrighty guys, so this is your finished look. On my cheeks I just used the Sleek blush in Antiqued. Kind of has similar tones, quite neutral, so I thought keeping it all quite monotone throughout the whole face. On the cheek highlighter, I don't know why that was so difficult for me to say. The highlighter for my cheeks is the Inglot Sparkling Dust in the shade 07. It's like a nude champagne sort of shade. I also popped a little bit of this guy on the inner corner. That's the one thing that is missing from this palette, is a shimmery highlight. So if you wanted just this palette and no other palette in the world, it's the one thing for me that's lacking, but I have a million others, so I don't really mind. It doesn't really bother me too much. Lip then is a bit more dramatic than I normally do, especially for a dramatic eye like this. I used Stone lip pencils, like a grey brown. I also used Spirit lipstick by MAC. It's just like a taupey sort of brown shade. And then I went in with the Inglot Sleek Gloss in 69. Just like a gold bronze sort of shade, similar to what's on the inner corner of my eye there. Okay, so that is everything that is on my face. I hope you all liked the look. If you did, give me a big thumbs up below, hit subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of the palette if you do have it. And if not, would you use these colours? I kind of love them, and I think I will definitely I have used it a lot actually now that I'm thinking about it. And I hope you enjoyed the little review of the palette at the beginning of the video as well. And I hope you enjoyed the more natural look too. So I'll see you next video guys. Bye!